Alright, so apparently Chudd the Builder is an idiot. He got exposed by some lady on the street the other day for apparently getting pegged. So, all this stuff he says about chimping out and all this other bullshit that he claims, but yeah, he was getting pegged by a black woman is the craziest thing on the planet. Then he tried throwing Myron under the bus, and now, apparently, he got shot. So, Random University has done a video about it. We're gonna check it out, and we're gonna see what the hell actually happened. So, you see the moving words. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into this thing.
Hi, my name is Akeem, and I am the founder, chairman, CEO, president, vice president, and the dean of Random University. We offer a vast variety of courses, everything from psychology of the fake alpha male to cringe studies to pause 101. Now, if you're interested in joining this university, please call or text the number on the screen at 1555 Random U. Are you ready?
Welcome back. We have to talk about racism. Again! Now, there's not going to be many edits in this video. Hell, there might not even be music in this video because, as you can tell on this channel, I have avoided talking about Chudd the Builder. You know why? Mostly because I'm used to people like Chudd the Builder. He lives where I live, kinda. I mean, he's been spending a lot of time in Nashville recently, but he lives in Clarksville, which is literally up the street. I mean, it's not very far away. He's not close enough to me where I can go TP and egg his house, but he lives into, you know, the relative neighborhood.
That'd be a funny thing to see. Just a random video of him just going and TPing Chudd the Builder's house. This shit would be funny.
Not a long drive, especially depending on traffic. But I've avoided talking about this because it kind of skews my perspective amongst the people that I have to engage with every day. I obviously engage around a lot of white people because I live in white Atlanta, as I say and allude to many times on my channel. And I have a lot of white friends because this is where I live, this is my home. And a lot of places that I've been token plenty of times. So I'm kind of used to that scenario. I've just always made sure that I never became tokenized and lost my blackness and lost perspective on who I am and where I'm from and what has happened in this country. So I've always tried to keep that in the back of my mind while also still engaging with the world and, you know, still being able to build relationships and friendships with people who I consider some of the closest people to me today.
And that's the thing, man. I know a lot of people say that your environment shapes you and all that, which is partially true, but I don't know, man. I know, well, I don't really want to get into this, but I mean, I know people that grew up just like Random did, where they were the only black dude in an all-white neighborhood because their family was wealthy, and then got out on their own and then completely like flipped and changed up. Whereas like Random has pretty much stayed. I can't even say pretty much, he's stayed true to who he is. I mean, you don't really see him code switch on camera or on stream or nothing like that. You don't see any of that. He is who he is, and that's why I enjoy watching him so much, because he's a genuine person. Whereas the guy that I knew, who grew up around nothing but white people and lived in a gated community, a 2-story house, would wear like Hollister collared shirts and like the Aeropostale jeans with the boat shoes and all this other shit. Then the second he grew up and got out and started living on his own, he wanted to play this hood persona. And it's like, bro, you didn't live like this the whole time I've known you, but now all of a sudden you're out of your mom and dad's house and this is the life you want to portray yourself to have? Like, come on, man. And it was a weird thing to see. It was very weird to see, because then out of nowhere the dude switched up how he dressed, how he acted. All of the shit that he did was completely the opposite of who he actually was and who I grew up to know. And then it eventually led to just me and him just falling out and like not talking anymore, because it's just like, bro, you're fake. That's fake. Whereas me, I grew up in an area where I was the only fucking white dude for miles. I was waking up to people being offed on the side of the road a block down from my house. I would have to fight people to keep guys from taking bikes out of my yard and going and pawning them to go get a fix. I grew up in a semi-dangerous area, whereas he had security at the gate and was completely surrounded by wealth and everything, and then wanted to portray his life like he grew up from the mud, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And I'm never gonna understand that. You live how you live, but don't sit there and act like you grew up a different way. That is what's it called? What's his name? Anthony Mackie's character in 8 Mile. That's basically what it is. But I don't know. I went on a tangent, and I don't know why I went on the tangent, but let's get back to the video.
Hate making videos like this because I know people like Chudd the Builder exist because they're everywhere around me. It causes me to have conversations with white people that I engage with on a, not a daily basis, but like where we have these conversations every day. But just every now and then we'd have a conversation about stuff like these people and what it's doing to, say, black people's perspectives in their view towards white people as a whole. And a lot of the people I engage with, they really do understand a lot of what I'm talking about when it comes to why black people would feel jaded towards a lot of white people, because they see what goes on the internet. A lot of them see what happens on social media. They see people like Chudd the Builder. Because especially if you deal with a lot of white women around this area, they don't F around with people like Chudd the Builder. They just really don't, especially in Nashville, because Nashville is pretty much it's a blue city. So a lot of these people definitely don't share those views. So a lot of the ones who want to control women and pretty much oppress all their rights and take away rights to minorities, black, whatever, they don't ride for that. Now, I've alluded to
and that's a overall good thing. But it just goes to show it doesn't matter where you are in the world, there's always going to be somebody like that out there. No matter what, it doesn't, you're never going to escape it. Until these people become extinct, this is always going to be the case. It doesn't matter how blue your city is. It doesn't matter where you are. There will always be somebody like that there. And it's just a thing that people just have to understand and live with. And even though it sucks, it's just the way of the world. And nobody agrees with it. Nobody likes it, but it's just how it is. And hopefully these guys do what the fuck's his name? Rollo Tomasi said, get a vasectomy in their 20s and then completely destroy themselves to the point where they can't have children anymore, and then it just dies out over time. And then we can all just live like normal human beings. Because in all reality, with the shit that's going on with the government, with the Epstein files, with what ICE has been doing, with what all this shit that's been happening, that's what we need. Us on the ground as civilians should just treat everybody the same. Because at this point in time, nobody is safe when it comes to Trump or when it comes to any of this shit that's going on. Everybody's being affected in some way. Some are being affected more than others, but we're all being affected in some form or fashion. And I think it's going to come to a point where we're going to all have to just do this shit together to be able to get past this. I don't know. It sounds like a fucking what's it called? A pageant show speech. But it is what it is, man. It's just how I feel about it. But I'm doing way too many tangents. We're only not even 3 minutes into this video. I need to chill the fuck out.
In the past, saying that traditional women are pretty boring and those are women that they tend to find, but then you come to find out half of these men turn out that they like backdooria, to still one of Corey Holcomb's terms. They love that because whatever reason, you always seem to find some of these dudes getting exposed for something like that. Because not only did apparently Chudd the Builder get shot today by himself as he shot a black man, finally, I guess, he finally got the shot off. It was only a matter of time before he finally antagonized somebody enough to the point where bullets were going to finally get fired.
And there was also a tweet that he made where it was like the final scene or whatever. He made a tweet talking about how he was going to shoot somebody. So I don't know, man. The cops are going to end up looking at his Twitter and seeing that, it's basically intent, and he's going to end up in prison over this eventually.
He could threaten people with macing somebody so many times before you get called out, before he actually felt fear for his life. These people project themselves to be macho, to be tough, to be strong, to be alpha, but they're really bitchified and scared inside, insecure to levels that we can't even comprehend. I mean, it is really disturbing how scared they are of the real world, to the point that they're so insecure that this man literally was getting pegged by those thicker than his mustache by a little black woman the size of a dandelion. All while he's been spewing this "are you pimping out" narrative out here on the internet. I avoid putting people on my platform like this because I just don't want to keep showing their face. I hate seeing their face because I had to see some of their faces on the daily.
Yep. And that's highly respectable. I mean, I know Watts has covered Chudd a couple of times. I can't remember if Logix has. I never have, because I think it's fucking stupid allowing a dude access to a platform for any reason, just for any reason whatsoever. The dude's just human trash, and I don't want to peddle what he preaches out there into the world. So I just never wanted to speak on it. And plus, on top of that, Watts made most of the points that I was going to make anyway, so it just didn't make any sense for me to just regurgitate the same video right after. So I just left it alone and let Watts handle it. It's just, I think it's unnecessary to allow people a platform for just any reason whatsoever. You know what I mean?
And then I had to pretend to be cordial with some of them as they go about their day, and I know deep down that they want to hang me up on a tree somewhere. Now, I don't cross that many people who probably had those feelings. But, I do cross some of them from time to time. Just that's his life in the South. I mean, I'm pretty sure Watts knows he lives, I think, in South Carolina or something like that. I don't know where he lives. I don't mean to, dox his home address, but, something like that. It's not his address, but still, he lives somewhere in the South. So he understands these things. So, Stevie Knight should understand these things because he's from Georgia. That's why he talks slow. It's one of the...
Yeah, well, Stevie Knight is also a MAGA dick rider, and he was also a Border Patrol agent, so Stevie's not gonna sit there and play that card with anybody. Because in all reality, if he was dealing with any of that stuff, he wouldn't be propping up the people that he did, like Kirk, like all of the shit that he did. He wouldn't have done it. So I don't think that Stevie's truly been affected by any of it because of the life he lived and the job he had and what he had. I don't think it mattered.
Reasons why when Stevie Knight talks on his channel, I don't slow it down because I don't speed it up because it doesn't bother me. I'm used to talking to people who speak slow because I'm from the South. Now, it does get to points where you're like, good Lord, are you okay, Stevie? Because he blinks a lot, and you start to wonder if his head injuries, he had to have suffered numerous head injuries as much as he be blinking. It really be throwing me off. But back to Chudd. People like this guy is why it's very tough for any white man to be trusted nowadays, especially if you do want to just rock a mustache and no beard. I mean, hell, if you're just a white guy with a beard, all of you had to be checked at this point in time. And it's unfortunate because people like Chudd the Builder exist. Not all of y'all are like that, and I get it. But you do also have to understand and stop complaining and stop bitching and start understanding why people be looking at you side-eye. They do. Because they don't know deep down if you're going home and if you're engaging with content like Chudd the Builder. Who's watching him? He has an audience. Is it you? I'm assuming it's not too many of the minorities or blacks that he's going out there screaming that they're chimping out. So I'm assuming it's got to be one of y'all. And that's why a lot of people be looking at y'all side-eye. And that's why a lot of women be looking at y'all side-eye as well. Because if you have those views, if you hate minorities, it tends to go down the same pipeline that leads you to wanting to oppress women, and that's why they don't want to date you. That's why you got all these videos out here on YouTube talking about, oh my God, conservative men can't clap cheeks anymore because women do not want to be with them. Because it doesn't sound like they're signing up for a lifestyle that sounds any good. You talk about Christianity, you promote all these good messages and how to be charitable and good to your next fellow man, but you want to follow fellow man.
Dude, man, put him in a suit on a podium on Sunday service. He is preaching his ass off. It's true. Bro, I'm whiter than printer paper. Let's be honest. I'm white as shit. Well, not really. I tan a little bit, but I'm a ginger, so I mostly burn. And anytime I do tan, it rubs off. But I am white as shit. And the only reason why a lot of black people don't look at me sideways is because they knew where I was from. They knew how I grew up. They knew what I went through. But if I grew up in a peaceful area of town, or if I grew up in a gated community, or I grew up in those weird ass trailer parks bro, I would be getting side-eyed all over the... I would have been getting side-eyed all over the place in Florida. But everybody that knew me knew the struggle that I had to go through for most of my life. A lot of my life. I mean, shit. My grandfather got injured when I was, I don't know, 3. And even then, we weren't living great. We were living comfortable. Like, we didn't have to worry about bills getting paid, and we didn't have to worry about none of that shit. Then my grandpa got injured, and then we had to find the cheapest places in the worst fucking neighborhoods possible just to be able to survive and eat. Because my grandpa's job allowed us to have a lot of money because he was a professional chef. And when he got hurt, all that went away. There was even some times where we lived in a motel for a few months. And as a kid, you love that kind of shit because you walk out your front door of your house and there's a pool right there. But as an adult with a kid, seeing that you can't live anywhere because you can't afford it, and the only thing you can do is live in a hotel room, and nobody's got a bedroom, one bathroom to share for everybody. It's a crazy thing to see. So I understand where Random's coming from, because there would be certain areas where I would walk through and people would look at me a little weird, and I don't get mad at it. I mean, I expect it, but that's just what it is nowadays. There's so many of these people online that promote terrible ideologies, but then want to back it up with religion, and it paints an entire race completely sour because of, like, bad actors like Chudd. Or even at that, Myron, out of all people. Even though Myron's not white, Myron capes for white people all the time, but then denigrates black people on the regular, constantly. Especially if you're a black woman, Myron will fucking eviscerate you. So it's just the reality of the world. And look, man, y'all can get upset, y'all can get mad, y'all can whatever, but the only real thing that you should do is just accept it, because that's the only real thing that you need to do.
Doesn't make any sense. Kick them up out of the country for just looking different than you. But it's okay if the ones who come over to this country look like you and they're illegal, but as long as they look like you and they don't make you feel scared for your life because for whatever reason you're just resistant to dark colors, that's fine. And it's really irritating to just deal with that mindset in general. It just is. I mean, Chudd went on after he done got shot. You can hear the recording on other people's channels. You can watch the little video about the black woman explaining how he likes to get pegged and dance and, dress up like a little fairy princess. I don't know what his nickname was. I don't know if he was Tinkerbell or if he was Chudd Bell. It doesn't really matter. When he was explaining to the police about the situation, the recording pretty much exposes the fact that he was probably lying. I can tell you right now, and everybody knows based on any of the content that he is.
Well, it's not even that they could tell that he's lying by what he's saying. Is that there were multiple people, there were multiple witnesses there that claimed that he's the one that instigated the fight. So it's just what it is. He just didn't want to go to jail or even prison for shooting somebody after instigating an altercation. He knew that that would happen, so he tried to paint himself as to being this well-to-do good guy. But then all they have to do is say, hey, bro, look him up. His name's Chudd the Builder. Banned off multiple platforms. Known for being a racist piece of shit. Tries to goat black people into fights. But then pulls a gun out the second they start getting antsy. Because he can't use his fist because he's a fucking coward. Like, it's all gonna come to light. And then it's gonna fucking destroy him. And it's gonna be glorious. The second that piece of shit gets put behind bars and isn't allowed out, hey, bro, I'll fucking go live and we'll have a celebration to it. Just like some people are celebrating Johnny Somali getting put in a labor camp for 5 years because of the shit he pulled in Korea, we're gonna do the same thing to Chudd the Builder. 100%.
Showed out here to the world that he was more than likely antagonizing that guy that was out there. And if you know anything about Clarksville, it's a military base. So more than likely, he was probably dealing with a military vet that was probably mentally ill, had some PTSD. Dude said he had some PTSD, according to Chudd, if he's telling the truth about that. So if there's any truth in the statement that he's saying, because people like to mix in lies with the truth, that way you can get the lie distorted to the point where you're thinking he might actually be telling the truth. This black man might have been a little delirious. He might have seemed like somebody who didn't need to be effed with that day. So he might have said what he said to Chudd, but it was probably after Chudd had already said, hey man, you're chimping out. And then homie was like, hey man, don't come at me with that chimping out shit. Then he went over there and then he swung on his ass. Now apparently the man has apparently died, RIP. I hope that's not the case, but apparently there's reports out there. They said he got shot in the stomach. They probably didn't get to him in time.
Oh no, dude. I knew he got shot, but I didn't know that he died. No way. Dude, now I gotta look this up. There is no way that that guy died. Oh my god, dude. If that's the case, Chudd's gonna be in prison. Chudd's not getting out, and I hope he never gets out. Let's see. Charged with attempted murder. Wait, hold on. Live streamer Dalton Etherly was arrested and charged with attempted murder after shooting outside a Tennessee courthouse on Wednesday, authorities said. 28-year-old man was involved in a confrontation that resulted in gunfire, District Attorney Robert J. Nash said in a statement. But Nash wouldn't say why Etherly was at the courthouse in Clarksville, what he was doing, or what prompted the confrontation. While police did not formally identify the victim, a witness told the Associated Press that he is black. That's kind of weird. Thursday, a GoFundMe page identified the victim as Joshua Fox. Fundraiser set by a woman who identified herself as Fox's wife, and she wrote, "It saddens me to come ask for help, but today at the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville, Tennessee, my husband was involved in an altercation that led to him being shot by a man known as Chudd the Builder, who is widely known for making racial slurs towards people of color." She further added that Fox was shot in the stomach and shoulder. He got shot twice, but the emotional and financial impact this will have on our family is unimaginable. There is no telling how long I may be out of work to help care for my husband, who is already a disabled veteran and suffers from other medical conditions. Our children are also struggling through this difficult time. I'm not asking for a lot, but if you feel it in your heart to help, please consider donating to support our family during this time in need. Fundraiser has received over 18 grand in donations by the time of writing this story. Hell yeah, dude. Y'all are doing your fucking thing. An ex-user identified himself as a victim, had posted several tweets since Wednesday. In one tweet they wrote, "He is not a hero. He attacked me and framed it like I was the aggressor. I will be heard." After the shooting, both men were transported to hospitals for medical treatment and were stable, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office said. Etherly was being held in Montgomery County Jail until bond can be set with an arraignment hearing, and the county sheriff's office said Etherly was also charged with employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Etherly speaks with paramedics in the clip. Did I shoot myself or did it graze it? Etherly had been scheduled to appear in court Wednesday morning in Clarksville over a $3,300 debt allegedly owed to a credit company, according to the court records. Okay, so yeah, the guy's all right, and the wife's looking for help because she's gonna have to be home to take care of her husband. And then on top of that, him being a veteran and everything else. But hey, man, you guys do your research, look it up, go find the GoFundMe, donate. It doesn't matter even how little it is, just donate. Help that guy out, because you need to make sure that his wife doesn't have to worry while she's taking care of her husband. So do your part.
Grazed his head, hell, half of his brain might have been over there on the pavement. Who knows? Chudd managed to shoot himself apparently in this nonsense, which is just fitting. He cheddar bobbed himself.
Cheddar bobbed himself is a crazy thing to say, but how do we know that he didn't shoot himself on purpose to play up a lie? I mean, in all reality, he lied to the cops about what really happened. And on top of that, he shot somebody twice. So I think he shot himself to try and make it seem like that guy shot him.
And go figure, he probably is somebody who's like Cheddar Bob, somebody who is barely hanging on and wants to desperately hang on to black friends. He wishes he can actually be friends with those people probably, but they would never accept him, at least not the way he is. Maybe if he would have came as he was, hell, Tinkerbell Chudd probably had a better chance of actually being friends with black people than this version that he had.
Yep, exactly. Getting pegged, he had a better chance of having black friends than he does right now.
Now, because this version now, nobody can rock with. Because clearly you're promoting a message of hate and nobody wants to get down with that. And it's just irritating because if I engage with too much anti-white content, I will just start to hate white people. And I can't live through life hating white people, because white people, unfortunately, in my life have done a lot of good things for me. A lot of them have done some effed up things, some stuff that I can't forgive some of them for, but many of them have been very supportive in my life. And especially even recently during a lot of stuff that I've been dealing with off camera that has not been great. So I try to make sure I have a very fair and genuine and honest perspective on this channel. Most of the time on this channel, you can tell I'm just trolling a lot of times and just pointing out hypocrisies and making fun of things in the black community that make me laugh, because that's what entertains me. This channel isn't about messaging. I had somebody leave me a comment recently talking about, hey man, I would really like you to speak up on some of these important political matters. We need your voice in the community. And I'm like, I'm not the voice for that. We have better people on YouTube for that. We have better YouTubers, better content creators who are good at doing that thing other than me. My voice.
Exactly. This is why I had that conversation with Watts about it. It's just not everybody on the platform needs to give a political take. You are not owed my political opinions unless I want to give them to you. And that's just what it is. You never know, man. Eventually there might be a situation that'll happen where Random wants to speak his piece on it, and it'll end up showing some of his political takes on things. But he's just not gonna do it to do it. Not everybody is made for that, and not everybody wants that to be the linchpin of their channel, of their content, of anything like that. So I get it 100%. I really do.
Doesn't need to be used for that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I don't want to, I just don't think I'm a good pillar for it. Overall, in general, I can speak up on the matter from time to time, I can make references, but it's not something I'm gonna dedicate my content to, because it's something that I'm not willing to dedicate everything to all the time, because it's just too much energy. It's not something that I wanna engage with all the time. And then there's better voices out there. Hell, just some of my content creator friends that I engage with are better at doing that stuff. Logix is a really great person to like listen to when it comes to perspective on these types of matters. Jew Almighty points this stuff out all the time in his videos. You see these things. Watts is also really good at speaking up in these matters. People like Cam James and the whole like wave the red flag like community, like they're really good at this stuff. FD Signifier, all those black guys. If you want to support black content creators that talk about this stuff, there are better people for it. Now you might have different, opinions about those content creators versus the ones I also just mentioned, but still, they are all better at it than me. So I'm probably not going to speak up on that stuff very often, but I did feel it was very necessary for me to say something about Chudd today, considering he done got shot. And I've honestly been just waiting for the day. To be real, I've been waiting for the day to just say that Chudd, because I was waiting for somebody to finally just have had enough. But somebody, unfortunately, who was probably an innocent man.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee the dude was innocent. But, dude, I'm telling you, once we find out that he has a trial date set up, I'm gonna stream it, because I can almost guarantee you that trial's gonna be televised either on TV or on YouTube. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna have to find it. I don't care what I've got to do to figure it out. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do a watch party on it. And the second that conviction comes out, there's gonna be a 12-hour live stream the next fucking day of us just partying our ass off to celebrate that piece of shit is behind bars and ain't getting out. I really hope that happens. I will get Random, I'll get Logix, I'll get Watts, I'll get whoever I gotta get, and we're just all gonna sit there, take shots, hang out, play some games, and celebrate the fact that there's another piece of shit behind bars that can't fuck with any more people on the streets. It'll be a good day for everybody.
Got shot by Chudd, and he finally got what he wanted. Now, hopefully he doesn't get justice in the end, but I don't trust the justice system. Nobody should. Justice doesn't make sense in this country. Hell, I completely agree with the fact that P. Diddy should be locked away for many years because he's a terrible person. But they didn't, prosecute him on charges that he really should have been prosecuted on. I mean, they really went in on some weenie shit. They really could have got him on a whole bunch of different things, and they chose the wrong charges to press Diddy. Now he's in prison, and I'm like, cool, that's fine. He deserves to be there. But then you got people on listen, we can't even get a hearing from one of the people that's been accused on that. And those atrocities are way worse than anything that Diddy did. So it really, we don't know how this is going to go. We have no idea how this is going to work. Chudd is probably going to get off somehow, and I won't be surprised. Now he'll be.
I don't think so. I really don't. I think this time he actually fucked up to a point where I don't think that this can be let go of. I really don't think that it's possible at this point.
And if he is, to get out or get off on this situation. But hell, Casey Anthony lives right down the road in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Wait, she's in Tennessee now? Dude, she was in Florida for the longest time. Damn. I didn't know she moved. Holy shit.
I mean, right where I'm from, literally my hometown, she lives in. She goes to the same grocery stores that I used to go to.
Damn.
Yeah.
I used to feel that exact same way when I would go to the city where Casey Anthony was at in Florida. Go to those stores and be like, dude, this bitch probably touched this shelf in the exact spot that I touched it. Why am I here? Let's go somewhere else. Dude, I felt the exact same way.
So it's just like, those people are just amongst us sometimes. I don't know how they walk around every day knowing what they've done. Like, he has a body on his conscience that he knew he wanted to kill.
He admitted it. It's on his Twitter, and people have already screenshotted it. So that shit's never going to go away. Even if he deletes it off the account, it's never going to go away. It's there for good. People know that that's what he wants to do. And now that he shot somebody, it just shows that he isn't going to stop until somebody dies. So they need a good lawyer. They need this to go to trial, and they need to make sure that this dude gets locked away forever. Because if not,
and maybe if he did,
he's gonna end up killing somebody.
Didn't want to kill, he did do it. And sometimes, people have all these like post-traumatic, stress releases or these different feelings where they have regret and he feels bad about the situation, where he finally, sees the light and realizes what he did was effed up. He finally wakes up and realizes how bad of a person he is. I doubt
too late.
But
it don't matter even if he does. It's too little too late. Don't matter. Damage already done. Doesn't mean shit. It's no different than somebody setting fire to a hospital and killing everybody inside of it. And then a year into their fucking prison sentence, they're like, I feel so terrible for those people now. Don't matter, bro. Damage is done. You did what you did. And the shit you did was unforgivable. So now you have to live with that. Regardless of whether or not you agree with it anymore or not, you have to live with that shit and understand that people are never going to forgive you for it. And you have to accept that. Straight up.
Maybe that day will come. Random edit in here. Chudd is that don't even like. That's what's sad about Chudd. Chudd's so racist that racists don't even rock with his racism because his racism is so stale and old that they said evolve your racism. I've actually alluded to this many a times in the past, talking about, look, man, if you're going to be racist, at least be creative with it. Make me laugh with it or something, because the other stuff, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't get a reaction. Like, I just don't react. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't sting. Come up with something creative, because if it's funny, it's gonna hurt a little bit.
But the thing is that there's only so many things that they can say that relates to your race. Eventually, it all gets boiled down to one thing, and then it just becomes the same thing but worded differently. Which, might be creative, but it's still the same old shit, because there's nothing else that they can come up with.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna sting a little. But people like Chudd can't even get into that club. They're just like the Elon Musk of the world, who, for whatever reason, like little girls, but they're so weird that the other people who like little girls won't even allow him into their club. I always find that so fascinating, that these people who are so weird, that they're actually so weird that the other weirdos that they want to associate themselves with won't even let them in. Like, there are people who so hard that
it's like, Chris, why you hating from outside of the club? You can't even get in.
That the other raccoons will not allow them to be raccoons in the same trash can. It's wild. You can't even go and siphon through the same levels of trash, because you do it in a way that we don't even approve of. Like, you're sloppy with it. And that,
dude, it's like, yes. It's like the dude that has to eat alone, because then if he eats around a group of people, he has to be naked to eat. Like, bro, you do this shit weird. You're not even doing it properly. Go do that shit over there. Not here with us. Do that shit over there by yourself. You want to have your dick out while you're eating fucking a ham sandwich? Go do that shit over there. You're not doing it with all of us.
That's what they say with Chudd and his race. It's old, it's stale, it's just ridiculously pathetic. It reeks of a man who's trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's what it reeks of. It's a person who's seeking so much.
Oh my God, that's so true. That's so true. Because in all reality, man, I know everybody's seen the videos of Jadion and other YouTubers that go to the quote-unquote most racist town in America, where there's a whole fucking block where it's nothing but KKK members. And then those guys walk the streets and they talk with them. They talk with those guys. knowing who the hell they are, and those guys, they don't even care. But the thing is that Chudd is trying a performance at this point. It doesn't even seem genuine. It seems like he's just doing it to do it. And yes, he is racist. But what I'm saying is the way that he is doing it is performative. It's extra. Because, dude, there are some mad, crazy fucking racist people that wouldn't go nowhere near as far as Chudd does. I mean, there are videos all over YouTube of that shit going down. Like, it's just what it is. And Chudd is just overperforming just to be something on the internet.
Attention that they're literally doing the most outlandish shit, and you're like, dude, you're a grown man. Kick rocks. You're embarrassing. And then you got them getting checked over there on like the Nashville Bridge by other white folks, because I tell you, not all white people rock with this dude. They're over there telling him, man, F you, to his face. Now I wish they weren't so close to the ledge, because anything could have happened, but thank God nothing did. But they were checking him. They just saw him pulling up because they seen him. I don't know if it's because, a lot of black people don't see him too, because he's all across their feed, so I guess they probably can't avoid it. So yeah, they were just like, no, F you, homie, on site. But I just had to talk about it.
Dude, that's how I felt about Myron for a long time. Well, I still kind of feel that way about Myron. But it's like, bro, you sit there and you shit on black people and black women, and you sit there and you do nothing but cry about ABBA and da-da-da-da-da again and again and again. It's like, bro, you are so fucking frustrating that I swear to God, if for some reason my fucking schedule gets me to a point to where I can just drive to Miami and potentially run into you, I would fucking just slap the dog shit out of you just because of who you are. I would do the same shit to Zerka. I wouldn't do it to Walter. It would feel, I don't know, I would feel mean doing it to Walter. But Myron, Zerka, fucking, the clavicular, on site, any given time. If I'm ever in Miami, I'm telling you right now, those three, they have an open invitation to get an ass beating from me if I ever fucking come across them.
This at least this one time on this channel. Feel free to like, share, hype the video. I don't obviously do videos like this ever. I think this is the first video I've ever really done like this. So, but I had to talk about Chudd, but I didn't want to show his face outside of the thumbnail. There was just no need to. I don't like to platform people like this. I hate people like this. And
Hell yeah, dude. Go sub to Random. Go like, you know what? I'm gonna practice what I preach. Like the video. Like the damn video. Sub to the channel. Random posts really good content, man. And we made a video together talking about Power Rangers. The dude will talk about anything, and he is probably one of the easiest people to talk to. Well, no, I can't say that, because Watson Logics are also easy to talk to. But it's just like, I don't know. He's so chill about everything. Until something hits the fan, that dude is at 0% almost always. Then, you know, if you see him ramp to 50, you think he's at 100, and he's really not. It's because he's so chill that his 50 looks like 100. But he is a really chill dude. He is a nice, honest, genuine dude. Go give him your subscription. Go like his videos. Watch his videos. Pay attention to his content. It's good content. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.